I've done a lot of removal videos on this channel. I have an entire playlist. I will link it for you if you want to watch some of them. I've even done a video using just warm water to try to remove gel polish, and I will also link that video for you if you want to watch it, because there's information in there that won't be in here. Also, there's a lot of repetitive information. Just a heads up. But even though I was unsuccessful in that video, I continue to get comments about using water to remove gel polish. Most recently, I was called stubborn for not recommending this process. So I'm back to try it again, mostly to prove them wrong. But first, who am I if not just another person on the internet? I mean, I am just another person on the internet, so there's that. But I am also a professional nail tech with about a decade of nail experience on myself and on clients, and I have seen my fair share of damaged nails, including my own. So the last time I tried using water to remove gel polish, I used just warm water as per a comment that was left. This time, I decided to expand my horizons, I guess, and watch TikTok videos. I was horrified. It was a mistake. So we're gonna watch them together. I will say though, I did learn a few things from these videos that I didn't use the previous time I tried this. So when we watch these horrifying videos, I can explain to you what I learned. The information I gathered to try this. So let's watch some of these. Let's do it.
How to remove gel nails when you don't have acetone at home. Soak nails in warm water with a few drops of soap and gently scrape off gel polish. Voila!
Voila! Okay, so the first thing I notice from this video that's different from the last time I tried this is they used a solution of warm water, dish soap, and salt. Some other videos even included an oil. So the solution has been upped, not just warm water. So that's interesting. That's new for me. And the second thing that I noticed is this is an older manicure. It looks to be about 2 to 3 weeks old, and there already happens to be a little bit of lifting at the sidewall cuticle area. And that nail with the lifting just happens to be the nail that they show this tutorial on, which I also think is interesting. And then they use the little tiny part that's already lifting as a way to remove or start the removal process, which isn't unheard of for other removal processes. If there's already lifting, that's going to be the easiest place to start and get more product off. However, I'd really be interested in seeing some of these videos on nails that have no lifting or that aren't super duper grown out and old. I would be very interested to see that because I don't think it would work. At least not without really having to manipulate and bend your nails around. Poke and prod at them, if you will. Also, all they really did was lift up the product that was already lifting. Like, all they really did was pick at already lifting product, and in doing so, they like I mentioned, poked and prodded at the nail and manipulated the nail that was soaking wet and easy to move, and in doing so created more lifting and created more lifting and created more lifting. Not in like a safe removal process sort of way, in like a you're picking at your polish and peeling it off your nail sort of way. Your nail just happens to be wet, which also makes your nail more susceptible to damage, just like our hair. I don't know how this isn't like making sense to people. Okay, and at the very end, you can see the damage. They're trying to hide it, but there's damage. Don't let a blurry half-second shot in a 15-second TikTok fool you into thinking their nails aren't damaged. They are full of water, which plumps up the nail and kind of hides any nail damage that might be there. The water itself also camouflages any nail damage that might be there. And with a quick buff and some cuticle oil, you can fake decent, healthy looking nails, like to look at. As soon as you touch them or get up close, oh boy, all bets are off. But like for a quick blurry shot like that, oh, easy you can fake healthy looking nails. Easy. I mean, did they ruin any of these nails? No, not this time. But are they damaged? Yes, 100% there is damage caused to those nails, and therefore they are weaker. So we have one more video to look at, and then we will get into the demo and my experience. What? Okay, so this is another very grown out old manicure. This is probably a month, maybe 2 months old. This is an old manicure. And I guarantee you there is product breakdown and lifting at those sidewalls where the product is really heavy at the tip now. So it's bending kind of like, not in the center of the nail, but like there is bending across the nail because the nail tip is heavy and there is no product in the back to support it. You are going to get lifting and product breakdown across where that bends. I 100% guarantee you, 100%, there is a bunch of lifting under those nails because they are so grown out. Who knows how they even maintained the manicure? Who knows? But there is lifting because of how grown out they are. I also wouldn't be surprised if there was lifting at the free edge of the index finger and middle finger and like on the corners of the thumbs, possibly just from wear and tear and the fact that they've been on their hands for so long, but also from possible lack of maintenance. These nails have been on for a really long time. We don't know how they're taking care of them. Are they using cuticle oil? We know that they're not going back regularly for fills, so I mean, who knows what kind of condition these nails remain in. The fact that they're so grown out obviously leads me to believe they're not in great condition. Okay, so they soak their nails and then they take a metal implement and start poking and prodding at the nail right at the sidewall / old cuticle area where there would be a ton of lifting due to bending in the nail, right where I said there would be. That's where they start poking and prodding. And that's where we see that large flap of product start to lift off the nail that they try to then grab and like peel off. And I'm hypothesizing that that large flap was one, due to probably a large amount of pocket lifting that was in there, which again happens when you're jamming your nail and it's flexing and the product isn't breaking, or like you're not seeing lifting, but there is a bunch of lifting underneath all the product. It's also very possible that there is like full-on lifting at the sidewalls and wherever because they're so old. Obviously, I'm not saying that again. They're old, but also just from poking at the sidewall of their soggy, wet, flexible nails, that alone is going to enhance any lifting that was already going on. You can see how stiff the product is in comparison to the wet nail. The water absorbs into the nail, making it extra flexible, extra like soggy, and more prone to damage. However, the product does none of that. It stays the exact same, like a shell on our soft, squishy, wet nails. Squishy? Ew, not squishy, but you know what I mean. And then see how they're using a metal implement to help remove the product on the free edge. Basically, all they're doing is bending the flexible wet nail away from the unflexible or less flexible product and removing it that way. It's not actually being removed. It's being forcefully removed. And here, once they remove the product and pull it away with their hand, you can see how thick the product was at the free edge. Like it almost looks like it might have been a gel overlay, not just a gel polish manicure. But if that's just a gel polish manicure, that is really quite thick for a free edge, which no wonder it was so easy to remove after being grown out so long if they had lifting at the free edge because it was so thick. Like all of these things logically track for me as to why they were able to get their manicure off so easily using just water and like whatever additives they wanted, but that's not how you safely remove product. And why are you telling other people to do this? Is my biggest thing. Anyway, okay, and at the very end, enjoy your healthy nails. No, you are wrong. Those are not healthy nails. They are soaking wet and I can see the damage. Not healthy. Not healthy nails. Damaged nails. We've got all these white lines. That is nail damage. That happened because you forced product off of the nail. You split and peeled parts of your nail. And all of those little white lines are the proof. So, I don't know what healthy nails you're talking about. Also, take a look at that index finger. That is not what a healthy nail looks like when you remove product from the free edge. You should be able to maintain the majority of your length if you're properly removing the product. There is no reason to have gnarly, raggedy-ass free edges like this. That is not how you remove gel polish. Those are not healthy nails. You are wrong. I mean, go on. If you want to continue ruining your nails, that's fine. That's your choice. It's your body. You have that choice. But please stop telling other people it's okay to do it. You are wrong. Sorry, that was harsh, I know. On another note, I did notice that neither of these videos did anything to the top coat. They didn't like file the top coat or like break the seal by filing the free edge or anything. I'm wondering if that's because the seal was already broken because there was so much lifting. Either way, neither video did anything to the top coat, which is different from my last video and other information that I've been told that you should, you know, basically file your top coat like you were soaking in an acetone but then soak it in water, which I don't understand the logic behind that. I guess you're trying to make it easier for the water to penetrate. What are we trying to get the water to penetrate here, people? Please tell me, explain this scientifically to me. Acetone penetrates the product and breaks it down so that we can essentially just wipe it or gently sort of remove it from the nail. What is the water penetrating? It's only being absorbed by the nail. This scientifically doesn't make sense. This. What is the water penetrating? All it's doing is making your nail soft and easy to bend. The product stays the exact same. Hi, editing me here. I just wanted to quickly add that gel polish can get slightly, ever so slightly more flexible when it is really, really warm to hot. So if your hands are in very warm to hot water, if you're taking laundry out of the dryer when it's still hot, you may notice there is a slight, ever so slight change in flexibility with the gel polish than when it's at, say, room temperature. Nowhere near as flexible as the natural nail is, especially when it's wet. And that teeny tiny extra flexibility still does not make it safe to peel off of a natural nail. The reason it peels off a natural nail so much easier when it's wet is because your natural nail peels off of itself easier. You are peeling layers of nail off of your natural nail when you peel off gel polish when it's wet. I just wanted to add that in there in case there was some confusion. Okay, so now that I've explained why I'm so confused by this in general, and we've been horrified by these videos together, and we have learned how these people have been able to take off their gel polish using water, let's jump in to my demo and my experience. These nails have been on for about 2 weeks, so they've had a good chance to get some wear and tear. I tried filing the top coat of my index finger, and I left my middle finger alone because, as you can see here, it has a little bit of lifting at the free edge. So I wanted to try and do this process just like they did it in the videos we watched. So I just left it alone, left the lifting to do what it does, left the top coat. I added dish soap, salt, warm water, and I decided to add a little bit of cuticle oil because a few other videos and things that I read said to add oil to help maintain the health of your nails. I mixed everything up with an orange wood stick so that the salt would dissolve and not just sit in the bottom of the container. And then I hung out for 22 minutes. 22 minutes! Side note, I can file my gel polish off in like 10. Both hands. On myself. Using a hand file. 22 minutes. The entire length of a sitcom on streaming. You can generally soak gel polish off with acetone in about 15 minutes. 22 minutes I sat with my fingers in what was essentially dirty dishwater. So we'll start with the middle finger that had the lifting, because I had a feeling that was going to be the most successful of the two. So I had to force the lifted product away from the nail, but I was not willing to poke and prod and press my wet nail to get more product to pull away from my nail. I cut away the lifted product instead of pulling it like old yellow nails did back there, but there was no possible way for me to get more product off without causing damage. There were a few times I could feel my nail being pulled with the product. Listen, I've gotten frustrated with like a fair amount of lifting on that middle finger, and I have peeled gel polish off while in the shower because it was like getting caught in my hair and just frustrating me. I have peeled it off. I know what it feels like. This is exactly how it feels. Because my nails were soaking wet. The section that lifted away is the same spot that often lifts simply because of the way my nail grows. I kind of have like most of my nail has a regular sort of C curve, and then there's like a flat sort of angle. So that sort of little flat angle is much more flexible than the rest of my nail because there's no C curve structure, and it just bends and like flaps in the wind, a soft breeze, and it's bending. So I get lifting there all the time. It's common for me with or without the water. I would have been able to snip that section away without soaking my nail in water. And as for the nail I filed but had no lifting on, yeah, no, nothing happened. My finger got soft, pruny, greasy, and then I had gel polish with no top coat on it. Nothing happened. My orange wood stick got soggy and soft, but I couldn't remove any product. Even on the middle finger that had the lifting, I wasn't able to get any more product off aside from the bit that I had cut off, and my orange wood stick just got softer and softer the more I tried, so. Because I'm not going to use a metal implement on my soft, soggy, flexible nails. I'm just not going to do that. Call me a safety nut. I'm not gonna do it. Why does this work for these people in these videos, the people in my comment section? Maybe it works for you, and why doesn't it work for me? And for, I'm sure, a lot of other people out there watching. The people who have had success with this, like these videos, are people who have a lot of lifting in their gel polish manicure to begin with, which in and of itself is kind of questionable. Like on every single finger you have that much lifting, you're able to maneuver gel polish off of your nail every single time you get your nails done. That is concerning. Are you using bad product? Are you prepping your nails? Are we doing cuticle prep? Are we putting it on too thick? What are you doing in your life with your nails that you get this much lifting? What is happening? Are you even trying to maintain them? Like, do you even use cuticle oil, bro? So excessive lifting, or they are just really willing to press and manipulate their nails a lot more than I am, than you are, than the people who are unsuccessful with this. They are also willing to use metal implements, which normally I don't have a problem with using on nails. If you know how to use them, if you understand nail anatomy, and you're using them in the proper way, metal implements can be very helpful, especially if you're using acetone to soak off product. That metal implement can make your job a lot faster if you know how to use it. Not like this. Don't do this. That's not how. Most likely it's probably a combination of the two. But regardless, these people are really willing to be rough with their nails. Much rougher than I'm willing to be with my nails. Especially when they are wet, soft, soggy, and flexible. Here's the thing. If your nails are prepped, primed, if you take care of your manicure, and don't poke and prod your wet nails, removing gel polish with this water mixture will literally be near impossible. If you can easily remove your gel polish using this method, then you haven't prepped properly, you haven't primed properly, you're using shit products, or you get a lot of lifting, and that's something else that needs to be addressed. So how do I think this myth started? I do have a theory, and in my theory there is like a logical thought process that I think these people went through in coming coming up with this process, this hack. It is not a hack. It is not a hack if it takes twice as long to do the thing. That's not a hack. Just saying. But I do think there's a smidge of logic, I think, in where this is coming from. It is true that water can mess up a gel polish manicure. I've explained this in a bunch of other videos, so I'm sorry if this is a little bit repetitive, but basically, your nails, our nails, everyone's nails are porous. They absorb water. And when they do, they swell, they become a little bit flatter. They also become a little softer, a little more malleable, a little more flexible. And the gel polish over the nail will flex a little bit with the nail. That's what it's designed to do. But it is not as flexible as a wet nail. It will never be as flexible as a wet nail. So even naturally when our nails absorb water and then dry out and then absorb water and then dry out, just that over time can cause a little bit of product breakdown and a teeny little bit of lifting. Never mind the fact that your nails are just so much more flexible that a simple bump into your nail could cause your nail to flex twice as much as the gel polish and therefore cause a slight lift, cause a slight separation. Maybe not right away, maybe it'll slowly do it over time, maybe it'll be pocket lifting like we already discussed where you can't really see it or feel it, but it's under the nail. And if you manipulate your wet nail enough, that pocket of lifting will just be lifting. And once you have product lifting, water is only going to make it worse, especially if you're really hard on your nails or you are manipulating your nails to move away from the product like in these videos, or if you press on your free edge while your nails are wet. These are all things that can cause and enhance lifting. So I'm thinking someone, or many someones, had a gel polish manicure that was poorly done, whatever that means. Bad product, not prepped well, not maintained well, whatever. And they had their hands in water for an extended amount of time, maybe multiple times, in a bath, doing dishes, whatever the reason. And they noticed that their gel polish was coming off easier than it normally did or than they think it should. And without understanding why or how that was happening, well, a hack was born. As for the additives, I'm honestly not totally sure. The oil and the soap, I'm thinking it's because using that mixed with warm water helps remove press-ons that you've used air dry glue with. And it does work. So I'm thinking that someone thought it would help reduce the adhesive properties of gel polish, even though gel polish doesn't actually have like adhesive properties. It bonds to the nail, so it's not the same. And the salt, I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. My only guess is that someone's gel polish manicure kept getting ruined when they used a bath bomb with Epsom salts in it. Or like something. I don't know. I don't know the salt. Water can ruin a gel polish manicure. It can make it go from looking decent to looking terrible. But it doesn't remove gel polish. It's not advised for the longevity of the product, but it doesn't remove the product. Our gel polish doesn't just dissolve or float off our nails when we're taking a bath or a shower. You're not like doing dishes and then like, oh, no gel polish left, my bad. That's not a thing. So water doesn't remove gel polish. If it did, those things would happen. It might be part of the reason your manicure doesn't look as good for as long as you want, but it doesn't remove gel polish. It just doesn't. Scientifically, it just doesn't. Acetone or nail polish remover with acetone are the only liquids that can safely remove gel polish at this current point in time. Nobody comment about the gel polish removers in a jar. I have a whole video about it. I will link it for you, but I do not recommend those. If you don't like acetone on you or soaking your hands in it, neither do I. Just file it off. It takes less time. It is the fastest option. If you are using this method to remove your gel polish, I am sorry to tell you, yes, you are causing damage to your nails. If you are doing this over and over again, you are causing frequent damage to your nails. I recommend you stop. But it is your body, you do what you want. If you are on TikTok and telling people to do this, like, just stop, because that's not your body and you're giving incorrect information. So just don't. Do what you want to your own body, but just don't tell people to do this because it's wrong. You are wrong. Okay, I'm glad we got that settled. I bet you these people who are doing this method and then also like telling people to do this are the same people that are like, I need to take a break from gel polish, it's ruining my nails. I bet you. If you were someone who tried doing this removal process and you were unsuccessful or caused damage to your nails or even hurt yourself, I am sincerely sorry that these videos exist, and this is exactly why they shouldn't exist. I hope that maybe this video here, my video, explained maybe why it didn't work for you and why they were able to do it. It's not supposed to work for you. The science isn't there. It's not supposed to work. So it's not you. It's not you. It's them. And maybe if you were considering trying this process, maybe now you're not. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope this video finds you well. I hope it was helpful. I hope you learned something. I'm not trying this again. Done. Done. Not soaking my hands in dirty dishwater again. No more for the sake of science. Nope. Okay, bye!